Factor with me, Jace. And yes, quite a few requests for this one. Sorry, I'm just noticing I've not dusted this. I'm going to be doing the review of the very recent City Hunter third scale Predator. I'll try that again. And this was basically going to be a review video for the third scale City Hunter Predator bus that I bought from Prime One. But I thought also, and quite a few had requested it, I was going to do it anyway. I wanted to compare the two. We'll get to that in a second. So I thought this would be a very good chance to do that. So we will be talking about this quite a lot, but we will be comparing it as well to the Jungle Hunter Predator bus as well. So this obviously is the closed mouth one. This was the one that came out as the limited edition. More about that later as well. And this is the City Hunter one. So first of all, I think this. I did email. Thank you to the person, by the way, who had also got hold of Prime One about that for me and got back to me. I appreciate that. But I had actually messaged Prime One, and they got straight back to me, and they said, you know, we're sorry about that, Jason, and we'll get you some new pads sent out straight away, because it obviously needs a pad either side. I had actually found some. I had got some, but so fair play to Prime One for getting straight back to me on that one. So anyway, let's just go quickly through all the fundamentals. So this one has been out now, I didn't look when I got this, but it's about a year, is it now? This was $899, limited edition to 500, but it was sold as a limited edition of 500, and it was $899, and everybody went sort of quite up in arms about the price of this one. This one wasn't done as a limited edition, to the best of my knowledge. However, its edition size has turned out to be 200, and this was $799. Now, I bought this with my reward points, so I only had to pay the shipping and the import fee on this. However, I can tell you, if I take in the prices of what these two would have cost, add the shipping and the import fees, these two pieces here for me on my table, the difference in price, this one has worked out to be £54 more. That's all, £54 more. So really, there isn't much in it with the price at all. Now, the edition sizes, this was done with an edition size of 500, and I can't remember how quickly it went to waitlist, but it was pretty damn quick. So I would say that even though this is actually the bigger edition size, this one only being 200, this was a bigger edition and sold out, really, technically sold out, and I haven't really seen many for sale. This one became a 200 because more lack of interest in it. So I really wouldn't go into the edition size, even though this is 300 bigger, that being a case that this is the more desirable. I would say this one is vastly more desirable. Now, I have to say, now I was going to say this, well, I think I did say it on the previous video, but I cut it out because obviously those of you who watched it know that this poxy microphone went. I'm perplexed by, first of all, yes, somebody pointed out, why is he facing that way? This makes it difficult to, do you pose him like that with the base on a cock, or do you put the base square but have him looking away? My OCD makes it that I have to have the base square, the same as that one. So when I've got these on the shelf, he's sort of looking over there, and you don't quite get the full portrait. Also, for me, the portrait on this one, I can't believe Prime One went for that portrait, because for me, vastly the best portrait for this one is this open screaming mouth one that comes with the statue, you know, from the slaughterhouse scene. I literally was buying the statue for that portrait. I can't believe they didn't put that on the bust, because I think they would have sold a hell of a lot more if they'd done that. That confused me when at the time. It still confuses me now. I think they ballsed up there with that one. I think that is the best portrait. I'll also say the City Hunter Predators pictures that I've seen of that, actually of the full statue, it does look fantastic. Now, while we're on the portrait, a few people have said they don't like the paint job on this. Now, I can see what you mean. It isn't great, but when you look at the film, which I've done, I've been and looked at the City Hunter film, and I've looked at other City Hunter Predators that other companies have done, that Prime One have done themselves previously. You know, the one on the, where he's on the Stone Eagle, that is not a lovely piece, that one. I think, in all fairness, that this is a difficult portrait to paint well, to get it looking that it just doesn't look sort of plasticky toy, cheaper than it is. I think it's difficult to do. Now, I know there's a couple of guys out there who are professional painters who paint Predators and all that, may well disagree with me. I'd love to know what you think. Now, with that in mind, I've been in touch with a mate of mine who does paint Predators, and we were chatting last night. Now, I might well be sending him this portrait solely on the basis, because he wanted to do the whole thing, but there was issues. We need to talk more about that. But I did say I was happy to send him the portrait and get him to paint this solely on the basis that I'd like to see how much he can improve this from what it is now to what it can be. And I think that would make for a really interesting thing to do. And because I've bought this with reward points, I'm not overly worried the fact that the head will come back looking amazing and maybe it will be reflected. And also, in fact, if I pose it like that, you can't see the body anyway. You'll have to let me know, dude, if you're watching this, Mike. You'll have to let me know what you think. But, we'll discuss more about that anyway. But yeah, that will be something that's coming up in the future, that I may well be getting this portrait repainted by an actual professional Predator artist, painter. So in that respect, I do agree with some of the people that the portrait isn't the best. The paint app on the portrait, I don't understand why they went for this expression. It could be better painted, to be fair, but again, I do think a little bit of that is down to the fact that I think the City Hunter, even though he has the better shaped head and all that, and this nice patterning down the middle, I don't know if you can even, I have to keep turning it around. This patterning down the middle, it's sort of this. It's this. I don't know if it's the colour or if it's the fact that it's glossy, but it would be exactly the same on a £10 plastic toy, wouldn't it? That's what I see. It would be no different. You've paid all this money and it's come and it's the same. So like I say, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So I do agree with that. I don't particularly, I'm bemused why they've gone for this pose and not the screaming mouth pose. The paint app again isn't the best, but again, as I've said, I think City Hunter is a difficult one to get good. Some of you may disagree, and I don't understand why they've got him looking that way, because that is kind of confusing. Now, in regards to the armour, there's just one piece which you clip on, which is this shoulder here, which is actually being held in place, and then the blaster clips on as well. And with the armour, that is it. It's what you can see. So you've got the net, you can the body paint as well. But this is it. You've got the net over the body. You've got this armour plate here. This is separate, which you clip on for those you didn't see the unboxing video, and then the blaster, and that is it. All moulded into one base, which is replicating the ship, which I've got to say, the armour on this, the paint application on the armour, I think it's good. I think it looks good. I do like that copper gold look. I do like the sculpt on this. They've got a lot of detail in this. I like the way they made it look like the oxidization with that greeny colour in places as well. I do like, even though my base is wobbly, and I do like the way it moulds down into this base. I personally do like it. I do think it looks good, which was why, again, when I was talking to Mike last night, I wasn't overly bothered about that. It was just getting this done. However, for just slightly over £50 difference, you are getting so much more with this Jungle Hunter. So much more. For starters, he's looking straight on. The expression is exquisite, and I think it is the best portrait I have ever seen on a Jungle Hunter Predator statue anywhere ever made. Ever. Apart from maybe extreme limited custom ones. But so the portrait on this one I think is sublime. I love it. You see, this I'll be honest, guys, I'd sell this. I wouldn't worry about selling this. I would never part with this. The only way I will ever sell this is if somebody comes and makes me a ridiculously insane offer to buy this off me and the Predator statue at the same time. And by ridiculous offer, I don't think I would. Well, it would be ridiculous. It would have to be ridiculous because I love it. I love it. But not only that, the blaster, if you look at the blaster, they both got LED functions. They both got, I don't use the LED functions, but they both got LED functions. But this one is very, very basic. That's how it was in the film, but it is very basic. It's more reflecting the price and what you're getting. It's that. That's all it is. But look at this one. You've got all the cabling. You've got all the detail around here. Let's not also forget with this one, you can remove the shoulder pad, the cover of the shoulder pad, and we've got the medikit inside. which I mean, I have mine on display. So you've got the utensils. I mean, it actually just comes apart. So you've got all the utensils. Of course, I have mine just displayed like so. It's vastly not to scale, and I'll show you how out of scale it is. So I assume you all remember the part in the film. I'll try and hold this, but if I show you, there's that pump gun thing that he used, and there's the hand off the statue. So it is vastly out of scale. But in all fairness to Prime One, it was just done as a bit of an extra, as a little bit of a gimmick, and at least they did it. At least it's in there. You know, look, it's all painted well. I have mine displayed like that next to the sign. I like the fact that they've put that in there, but it's something else. That is a hell of a lot there in its own. But we've not just got that. We've got all the shoulder guard and everything else, yes, but then we've got the bone bandolier here, which is again accurate to the one which is on the main statue. We've got all the skulls and everything that are on the other piece, which is wrapped around his other shoulder, and then we've got all this detail on the necklace as well. So there is a heck of a lot more on the Jungle Hunter. And for saying that there's $100 difference in price, this, you know, to have this medikit, this removable part, to have all the extra detail on the gun with all the cabling and all this armor, to have this spinal bandolier, to have the other with all the skulls on the other sling he's got over his other arm, and all the skulls on the necklace and everything else. For me, there's a hell of a lot more than there is on this one. The actual bases themselves are very similar. They're very similar in shape. They're very similar in how they've also been designed as well. And I do think that the paint application on this one is marginally better because I just like the colours and everything else. Take everything into consideration. Out of the two, so the Jungle Hunter and the City Hunter, for me, the outright winner across the board, no question. The Jungle Hunter for me is the vastly better bust. It for me, it clears the board. I mean, the money difference is irrelevant. You're getting way more for your money with this one than what you are in this one. The portrait and the paint application is better on this one. The expression, I think, is bang on. It looks incredible. The detailing and all the extras and just the overall effect of this one, I think, is it just sweeps the board. It is just much better. So for me, without question, it's an outright overall landslide of a victory to the Jungle Hunter bust over the City Hunter bust. In no way do I regret having gotten the City Hunter bust, but as I said, I only had to pay for the shipping and the import fee on it. I'd be interested to hear what some of you think that they've got it as well and what your thoughts on it are. I think I will be pursuing getting the portrait done because I would like to see how much that portrait can potentially be improved. So I need to chat some more with Mike about that. So that'll be a future video. That'll be another future project. And I haven't forgotten that one's behind me there over my right shoulder. I haven't forgotten. It will be done at some point. I'm very busy. So there we go, guys. There we go. So that's my City Hunter bust review, but also my comparison with the third scale Jungle Hunter bust as well, which I hope that covers everything for you. I don't want to go into this too much more because I don't think it's necessary. For me, I knew pretty much straight away which one of these was by far the better value for money, which looks better on the shelf, displays better. And for saying they did this one first, I can't understand why they've seemed to have made a few errors with this one. I say there's a lot about this one that confuses me. I don't know why it's looking that way. It doesn't work for me. You're really not getting much with this. I think they maybe to have made this better, they could have put one of them skulls in it. You know, the skulls that they put with the extreme one that you could buy. They put one of them skulls in, it would have given you something. Maybe even had like King Willie's severed head. I don't know, but it needed something else in the box to justify the price tag. If people were thinking that this one was overpriced at $8.99, this one is vastly overpriced then. Personally, $900 for this one. Yeah, it was expensive, but I've never once has it bothered me paying that for this one. I absolutely love it. I just say I couldn't part with it. So there we go. There we go. Let me know what you think anyway, guys, in the comments. Always love to hear from you all, and I'd like to get your opinions on this and what you think. I haven't gone into any of the other busts, of course, that have come out because I don't have them. Simple as that. Sadly, for those of you who have asked, I'm not getting the City Hunter statue, and the only reason I'm not getting it, I did have it on pre-order, I cancelled, was the fact that the only place I have to put that will be upstairs in my spare bedroom, and to have spent all that money on that statue, to have it in a room that I spend the least amount of time in, just didn't make sense to me. And I've got some huge pieces coming towards the end of the year, so you know, it's about making decisions and prioritizing, simple as that. But anyway, there we go. That's it for this video, this comparison video. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, really would appreciate it if you click the old like button. You know the routine. It just shows that, you know, it just helps. It all helps. Just a simple little click. And if you haven't done so, consider subscribing to the channel. Sorry, I've noticed got a bit of dust and stuff on him. Love it, love him. Yeah, subscribing to the channel, that'd be superb. It's free and helps support the channel and everything else. Puts a little smile on my face, which makes a nice change from me complaining about things. I'm not complaining about that one, to be honest. Anyway, got another unboxing video coming up soon, guys. Very, very, very soon. For those of you who don't know, it's the Primal Studio Witch King of Angmar Court scale. That should be here in the next few days. So yes, another video to do. So until then, thank you ever so much, as always, for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you all on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Until then, I'll see you then. Ta-ra.